Pisces, set everything aside. This message is not merely a horoscope, it's an urgent summons from fate itself, whispered through the stars. Mark the date, September 18th, 2025. On this day, an event you may have awaited your entire life will unfold. Saturn, the great arbiter of karma, will form a powerful aspect with your patron Neptune, tearing away the veil of deceit and lies. This is no ordinary astrological phenomenon, but a celestial verdict delivered against your secret adversary. The cosmic scales of justice are beginning to tip, inexorably favoring you and promising a retribution that will shake you to your core. Until that day arrives, you drift in the ocean of your own life, enveloped in a thick fog of doubt. You feel a powerful undertow pulling you off course, its source hidden in the impenetrable depths. Your intuition, that infallible inner compass, desperately signals danger, an invisible breach in the very heart of your vessel, through which your strength and hopes drain away. You sense the icy touch of another's will, yet you cannot catch your enemy red-handed. This is the agonizing calm before the storm, where the main adversary is the unknown, exhausting your soul with the anticipation of a resolution. On this day, the universe activates its highest law for you. Sacrifice, when taken to the point of blindness, inevitably attracts a predator. Energy vampirism is not a curse, but a direct consequence of your refusal to see the truth and set boundaries. The cosmos demands that you immediately change your role, cease being a rescuer for those who deliberately pull you down, and become an unshakable lighthouse. Your strength lies not in boundless compassion for a manipulator, but in the ruthless clarity of your insight. Saturn will force you to remove your rose-tinted glasses so you can finally see not a lost soul, but a cold-hearted thief, and deliver your verdict upon them. This mechanism of retribution will be triggered not by the roar of the heavens, but by a quiet, almost accidental signal from the material world. It could be a casually dropped phrase, a photo or document suddenly surfacing online, or one found at the very bottom of a drawer. A single fact that will become the missing link, completing the chain of evidence. In that moment, your entire reality will crack like a mirror, and in its shards, you will see the true face of your tormentor. This is the cosmic push, the point of no return, after which pretending you know nothing will become not just impossible, but mortally dangerous for your soul. And in that moment, there will be no panic within you. Instead, a deafening silence and icy clarity will descend. It will be as if a titan, dormant for 1,000 years, rises from the depths of your being. That part of you accustomed to forgiving, understanding, and justifying will vanish without a trace. In its place, an unbreakable will is born, the will of your true self. This is not an emotional outburst, but a cold, calculated decision: enough. In this moment, you cease being a victim and become the judge in your own case, and your verdict is final. This steely resolve was not born out of thin air. It was forged from the ashes of your hopes and tempered in the tears of silent despair. Remember all those months when you choked on disappointments, when every new loss felt like a hammer blow to the anvil of your soul. All this exhausting weariness from battling an invisible foe was not a meaningless punishment. The universe was not tormenting you, it was forging its most formidable weapon. Every stolen opportunity, every drop of faith given to the undeserving, became fuel for this inner fire. Your pain was the price of admission to a new reality. And here is the main promise given to you by the universe in exchange for this pain. On September 18th, 2025, your sworn enemy, intoxicated by impunity, will be forcibly brought back to reality. Saturn's power, like an invisible escort, will lead him to your doorstep. And he will bring back everything that was stolen, every particle of hope, every hour of your peace. He will fall to his knees and beg for mercy, but will see before him not the former victim, but a cold mirror of his own actions. This is the highest justice. You will not seek him, rather he, driven by karmic terror, will seek you out to repay his debt. But be vigilant. At the very last moment, as the sword of justice is poised, your own empathetic nature will attempt to betray you. From the depths of your subconscious, a familiar whisper will rise, pleading for mercy not for him, but for yourself. Perhaps it's not necessary. Maybe just disappear, dissolve, as you know how to do. This is the fear of the void that will form in the place of this long, agonizing connection. The fear of closing the door forever, for even a prison can feel like home if you've lived there long enough. This will be the final temptation, to choose the sweet poison of familiar self-deception over the bitter medicine of truth. To counter this poison, the universe bestows upon you a new role, that of the karmic auditor. Your mission is not to seek revenge, but to conduct an inventory of spiritual accounts. Your main instrument is now not an all-forgiving heart, but an impartial ledger where every tear and stolen minute has been meticulously recorded. The auditor's power lies in feeling neither hatred nor pity. They merely state the fact of a debt and demand its unconditional repayment. This is your highest purpose on this day, to close a toxic contract not out of vengeance, but in the name of restoring universal balance. And so, you stand on a bridge, over dark, indifferent water. In your palm rests the last material anchor connecting you to him, a key, a trinket, a crumpled note. This is no longer a relic, but a piece of evidence. You don't tear it in anger or hurl it with a curse. You simply unclench your fingers. A second of freefall, a quiet splash, and it's over. This gesture is not a farewell, but the signing of your own act of liberation. You are not burning bridges, you are acknowledging that there was never a bridge at all, only a clever hologram. With this splash, the first act of your personal drama concludes. The past is officially nullified. This nullification immediately triggers a total overhaul in 3 key areas of your reality. The first is the mirror bay of relationships, where you must relearn to trust your own reflection, cleansed of the manipulator's distorting projections. The second is the shipyard of your destiny, where you will have to distinguish your true goals from those imposed or poisoned by another's sabotage. And the third is the treasury of life energy, where the main task is to find and patch all the leaks through which your finances and strength have drained away. These are the 3 fronts of your personal war for sovereignty. On the first front, in the mirror bay, you face the most insidious test, a war not with an enemy, but with his ghost in your mind. Years of lies have created a distorted mirror in your consciousness, and you reflexively seek approval in it that was never there. Do not try to shatter it or straighten the reflection. This is a trap. Your superpower, your true Piscean nature, is not sight, but deep intuition, the echolocation of the soul. Turn away from all mirrors. Immerse yourself in silence and listen. Your true image is not what you see, but the eternal melody that resonates from the very heart of your inner ocean. Trust it. The second front, the shipyard of destiny, will require not intuition, but a surgeon's scalpel. Here, the enemy acted as a skilled saboteur. He didn't just steal your resources, he was substituting the blueprints of your future. Your task is to audit every project, every dream, asking one ruthless question: is this my goal, or an echo of his voice? Do not try to save the entire vessel, it is poisoned. Become a master of salvage. Your strategy is to coldly dismantle the structure and save only those parts that bear the imprint of your true essence. Everything else goes to the smelter, without regret. This is not a loss, but liberation from ballast. The third front, the treasury of life energy, will require not courage, but an act of supreme spiritual economics. Your earthly mind, seeing financial and energetic leaks, will cry out, "Give me back what's mine." But this is the last trap, holding you in his gravitational field. The universe demands the impossible from you. Declare a default on this karmic debt. Write off the debt. What was stolen is already poisoned. By trying to retrieve it, you will only reintroduce the poison into your system. Your true wealth lies not in what was taken, but in your divine capacity to create energy from nothing. Nullify this account. Your freedom is worth more, but you will not have to clear these ruins alone. The universe, witnessing your act of supreme will, sends you a karmic mentor. They will not come to rescue you. They will come to confirm your new status. This could be a sudden insight, a book open to the right page, or a stranger whose casual remark becomes a key for you. They will not fight for you. Their sole mission is to hand you a compass for navigation in a world where you are no longer a victim, but the sovereign creator of your own reality. And this compass will point not north, but inward. Engraved in its center is a covenant from your celestial patrons, the key to the ultimate test. Saturn whispers, when he pleads, do not listen to his words, listen to the silence between them. In those pauses, you will see not remorse, but only primal terror of the consequences. And Neptune adds, learn to distinguish pity, which drowns you both, from higher mercy, which allows him to carry his own cross to the end. Do not save him from his own destiny. This is your act of true self-love. It is at this moment, when your will becomes harder than steel, that the main enemy will rise from the depths of your being, the great siren of Pisces, named escapism. Her song is sweeter than any forgiveness, for it promises not mercy, but oblivion. Why do you need this harsh truth? She whispers, why be a judge when you can once again become the ocean? Dissolve into the fog, where there is neither guilt nor debt. This is the temptation not to forgive him, but to nullify yourself to avoid delivering a verdict. To hear this call and not succumb to it means to finally be born from water into flesh, from illusion into reality. And the moment you stand firm, something strange will happen. The enemy will cease to struggle. All his fury, all his manipulations will vanish, replaced by a sudden, almost unnatural docility. He will agree to all your terms, returning everything down to the last coin. It will seem to you that the end has come too quickly, almost effortlessly. But this is Saturn's most cunning test. The universe lulls your vigilance, offering a false, painless resolution. It watches to see if you will relax, believing in an easy victory, or understand that the main examination is yet to come. The true test is not in enduring his resistance, but in not succumbing to the temptation of your own relief. Precisely at this moment of deceptive calm, on September 19th, a full moon will rise in your sign, transforming into a ruthless spotlight. Its light will expose the last, most monstrous lie. His docility is not surrender, but a tactical maneuver. Everything he returned to you is not restitution, but bait for a trap set at the very exit of the labyrinth. You will suddenly understand that his goal was not merely to rob you, but to lure you to a point where, with a single blow, your entire future could be annihilated. The game shifts to a new level. Now at stake is not your past, but your very right to exist. And here it is, the price of your survival. To disarm this final trap, you will have to sacrifice the most precious thing you possess after life itself, your reputation. The enemy brilliantly used your own integrity against you, and any action you take in self-defense will now appear to others as aggression and madness. You face an unthinkable choice: either preserve your good name and perish in the trap, or allow the world to see you as a monster, but break free. The universe forces you to burn your social image on the altar of your own salvation, and this will be your most terrifying and most liberating act. And so you stand amidst the ashes where your social image just burned away. But the promised relief is absent. In its place is a ringing emptiness and icy solitude. The universe, your main ally, suddenly falls silent. In this silence, you hear only a chorus of condemning voices for whom you are now the aggressor and villain. And the most terrifying poison infiltrates your soul: doubt. What if he won? What if, by escaping his trap, you fell into the snare of your own mind, where your truth is forever branded as a lie? This is the bottom of the well of despair, where victory feels like ultimate defeat. It is here, in this deafening silence, that the main existential dread of Pisces overtakes you. The fear not just of being misunderstood, but of being deemed insane in the only reality that matters. Your connection to the cosmos, your greatest gift, is severed. No signs, no whispers. It is an absolute vacuum where your intuition is silent for the first time, and this silence is more terrifying than any scream. The universe has not abandoned you. It has compelled you to become the universe for yourself. And in this utter darkness, where there are no stars, no hints, you are destined to find light not above your head, but within your chest. This is not a test, this is a birth. And in this vacuum, where all stars have extinguished, a single point of light ignites: the memory of the mentor's covenant. The covenant of Saturn and Neptune takes on flesh. Your new strategy, born from ashes and silence, is simple to the point of genius: not to save, not to judge, not to participate. You become not a wall against which he crashes, but a clear mirror in which he sees only his own terror of the consequences. This is wisdom forged in hell, not to resist evil, but to deprive it of its foothold within yourself. Your power lies in an act of supreme non-interference, allowing karma to complete its work. This strategy is not a retreat, but the final act of a great underwater hunt. Your goal is not the return of material possessions. Your prize is the black pearl of absolute selfhood, a treasure that has crystallized in the very heart of your personal hell. This is your divine DNA, purified of all illusions and external projections. You searched for its reflection in others, not realizing it was always within. The enemy was merely a grain of sand, an irritant, which the cosmos used to compel your soul to create this indestructible masterpiece. Your sole mission now is to raise it from the depths, and this ascent is not a struggle, but an act of creation. You cease to analyze the past and begin to use it. Every deception, every betrayal, every tear, these are no longer wounds, but components for the alchemical alloy of your new personality. You gather the fragments of your shattered world, not to glue the old back together, but to forge from them the unbreakable scepter of your will. The final surge is not a movement forward, but a complete and ultimate centering within yourself. You no longer await a resolution. You are the resolution. Your readiness is the verdict that the cosmos will merely execute. And there he is before you, broken, pathetic, appealing to that part of you that you just so painstakingly buried. In this moment, the cosmos places you before the final, most crucial crossroads. This is not a choice between revenge and forgiveness. That dilemma belongs to the past. This is a choice between two states of being. Return to the warm, suffocating fog of codependency, where you will once again become his living shield and savior, and drown with him. Or remain on the icy yet firm shore of your new self, allowing him to face the echo of his own deeds alone. This is the soul's final examination, to die in the old role, to be definitively born into the new. And you choose the ice. Within you, the last civil war unfolds. Your innate healer's instinct rushes to the breach, pleading to save the drowning. But the Titan, born in silence, merely lowers its steel visor. You do not utter a word. Your silence is not a weapon, it is absolute sovereignty. It deprives him of his last loophole, your pity. You witness not his agony, but the death of your own rescuer. And this inner silence becomes more deafening than any of his pleas, definitively closing the circle of his karma. In this silence, you gain what cannot be stolen or returned, your wholeness. The fragments of your soul that you scattered for years in a futile hope of earning love return home. You physically feel old wounds healing, how an unbreakable core grows within you, which no storm can now bend. This is your true reward, not debts repaid, but the right to breathe freely, without looking back at the ghosts of the past. You are no longer a reflection of other people's storms. You are the ocean itself, serene in its boundless power. Now you see not people, but their energetic contours, not words, but the vibration of intention behind them. Your intuition, once an anxious siren in the fog, has transformed into a calibrated sonar, unerringly scanning the depths of other souls. You no longer seek safe harbors to hide from the storm. You yourself have become the captain who charts fairways in an ocean of possibilities for those willing to sail in the light of truth. Your reality from now on is not what happens to you, but what you consciously choose and allow to happen. This is the beginning of your authentic sovereign life. I do not drift with the current. I create the current. I do not seek the path. I am the path. This is not an affirmation, but a declaration of your new status in the universe. The drama of retribution that held you captive is over. Now begins the grand chronicle of the Creator, where every decision you make is law for your own reality, and every choice is a new chapter in the saga of your power. And when the stars speak again, their whispers will no longer be a warning, but an invitation to co-creation. For great storms are only given to those ships capable of discovering new continents. Your main voyage is just beginning.